Good evening, guys. I'm glad to see you. Today is our last day before the long weekend, so I assume that some of our team members are already en route to their families to celebrate the Thanksgiving Day. But we are going to work today on some new material. And before we start, let's do our usual routine status reports at the stand-up meeting. Aslanbek will be the first today.
Good evening. Today I've started my converting the Cucumber script into this WebDriver script. So I didn't finish it yet. So that's all for today's activities.
Okay, good. Any problems that you had?
No, just the, the lack of practice and the need to search the correct methods.
Okay. And of course, this is the only way how you gain this experience, right? You practice, you do yourself learning, you definitely use different resources, online resources, and the more you practice, the better you will get the results. Thank you. Aslanbek, the next will be Galina.
Good evening, everyone. Unfortunately, I didn't do my homework. I just started. As I said before, I have to finish my work. It was my deadline, so I didn't sleep at all, so I'm sorry. I tried to do it during this weekend. And I created an account on GitHub.
Mm-hmm.
That's it for today.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Michael.
Hello, folks. I practically finished with the yesterday home task. Today I'm trying to start watching the videos with the Java. Still in the middle. Still trying to find out. So hopefully 4 days is enough.
Okay, only Java, not the Cucumber.
Java.
Not yet. Okay. Lisa will be the next.
Good evening, guys. So, as I had not enough time, I only completed my previous homework that was for Monday. It was test automation exercise with Cucumber, and I have already started doing Java. I started rewatching all the video and Silver Bootcamp, like everything. Learned W3 school to get more information, to get the flavor of Java, how to do it, because I don't want just to copy and paste. I want to understand what's going on. So that's why I'm trying to. Yeah.
Be prepared that it will take some time, maybe not in one attempt, right? You may return to this in some time.
Absolutely.
But definitely, guys, you need to be focused on your ultimate goal, right? Your primary goal to get your first job.
Yep.
Then, based on the requirements of your job, right, you will develop in this or that direction. That may be different frameworks that we use, different programming languages. You just need to have basic understanding of using test automation in the workplace for functional QA engineering. All right. Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you.
And the next will be Tatiana.
Hello, everyone. Today I worked with my Jira tasks on Java coding, and I almost completed converting my scenarios from Cucumber scenarios.
Okay, very good. Camila.
Hello everyone. Today I finished the homework I didn't do yesterday, so I did the Java coding. I didn't do WebDriver, converting my cases to with the WebDrivers yet. I hope I will do it over long weekend. So the main blocker is a lack of knowledge of Java. So I'm trying to learn it from different resources. That's it.
Okay, great. Thank you, Anna. Anna K.
Good evening. I wrote scenarios using Cucumber for username, password, and confirm password fields and convert them into code using Java and WebDriver methods.
Did you complete that?
For username, password, and confirm password fields.
Okay.
I completed it.
Great. Thank you so much. And Nina?
Hi everyone. I started to convert my Cucumber scenario to Java, but I haven't finished yet. I hope I finish it. I will finish it during long weekend. So that's all for today. No blockers.
Thank you, Artyom.
Good evening, everybody. What I did, essentially, I erased all the gibberish that I wrote yesterday during the class, and I retyped it to rewatch in the class. So this way I was gaining more understanding of what was happening yesterday, because I didn't really understand it right away, to be honest with you. So by redoing it, I guess I started understanding a little more. That's about it. It took me more time than a class, though. So I had to rewind this, that, but...
Hopefully now you have the clear understanding why we need that, right? And basic web methods that are contained in that cheat sheet, right?
Yes, I mean, I understood where you were, how you were using the presentation. Yes, that you were grabbing stuff from there, putting it here, and that the class yesterday wasn't self-evident for me.
All right.
So thank you.
Yulia will be the next.
Good evening. I completed my homework. For today, I write step definition using my Cucumber scenario. So also I converted my step definition code to scenario outline. And I created my account on GitHub. No blockers.
Great, thank you. Regina will be the next.
Good evening, everyone. So I'm pretty much done with my Java coding homework. I haven't started on the other one yet. I'm planning to tonight. And I created the account on GitHub. That's it so far.
Shweta.
Yeah, hi, Galina. Hi, everyone. So I was actually stuck with my feature file. I had a silly mistake in there, which took a lot of time to fix. But after that, I completed some of the classwork, which I was not able to do yesterday because of the error. And then I converted the last scenario we did in class yesterday into its outline. And I started on the homework, but I'm not done with it. Yesterday's homework to convert the code scenarios and into Java. Yeah, I mean, writing our own code for that one. Okay. And no blockers, yeah.
Good. Anna?
Good evening, everyone. So for today, I started to complete my task regarding the converting my scenarios in Java code. Also, I rewatched the yesterday class because yesterday I had some error in my code. So today I rewatched it. Also I researched additional information and created my account in the GitHub. Good. So that's it for today.
All right. And finally, Sabrina.
Good evening, everybody. I did most of my Java coding assignment. There's still a little bit left. Yesterday's assignment I haven't started as yet. I'm kind of lagging. But I created my GitHub account and updated the sheet. I'm hoping to finish everything over the weekend. No blockers.
Great. All right. So now it's time for us to start our class.
Recording in progress.
And I suggest that we finish our work on the converter. Okay. So I hope you see my screen, guys. All right. So we need to probably make it reusable for, you remember, for every possible tab, every unit, right? So that it would be reusable, and the best way to do it is to use the scenario outline. Okay, so I will create a new scenario. It will be converter 2, and I will copy and paste this as an outline. All right, so and now we will be able to use this function, convert scenario to outline. So we have different tabs. We have number of units. We have from units. We have 2 units and expected result. Probably that one I don't need, right? So I will delete this one from our outline. And then I'm ready to use different values here, right? So I can use a combination of keys, Command D, to duplicate the lines. And now we will start from where's my unit converter? From lengths. So I will change the first variable to length, and the number of units will be 1, and we can use here meter, and 2 unit will be centimeter, and we know that expected result will be 100. So we can have here, the next one is temperature. And we know that 0 centigrade, right? Celsius. I'll convert it to Fahrenheit. B32. Then we have area, and again 1 square meter. How is it? Area square meter. Okay. Square meter. We'll have square centimeters. Meter. I think the value will be
1000.
1 here, 10,000. and the volume. Okay, let's do US gallon converted to US quarts. There will be 4. Okay. Weight. Okay, 1 kilogram. Be 1,000. And time, hour, minute we already have. Okay, so again, so that it would look nice, we can use tabs to make it look like a real table. And here. Okay, so we did it. So now we can run it, and with every scenario, and again, this is my previous run execution of this converter, but I need to right click here and initiate this scenario outline with parameterized values. And something is not good.
Yes, I saw you have a error. A typo.
I have a typo, yeah. So you definitely have to be specific. Something again is not good. So how many errors I have? So centimeter is not correct, and the weight is also not correct, right? Okay, so guys, if you're not good with typing, right, you definitely have to go and copy and paste your texts. Okay, now it will be working fine. So any questions how to work with scenario outline? So in our application, we are going to use it a lot. Okay. All right. Now, I again suggest that we will look into the results of your work next time when you complete your Java exercises and your WebDriver exercises. And today, we are going to look into version control because this is a really important subject. Why we need to look into this? Why do we need this as QA engineers? So why do we need to use it? You know, guys, that we are working on software development of different applications, right? And as a result of our effort, we produce the code. And it requires millions of dollars to be invested into this. Company pay people for software engineers and QA engineers for their time, so they spend building the code. And this is the intellectual property. And if you lose the code, of course, you will lose all the money that you have invested into this project. So people work on different computers. And what happens if something breaks? How can you manage this? That definitely there is a need to have some really well-organized storage for all the code that was written. And here the concept of the common repository comes into picture. So repository is a centralized place where all the people who are collaborating on software development can store their code, and this place needs to keep it safe. Okay, obviously this repository must have some backups that should be taken several times a day, so that if something breaks, there is a way to restore it to the latest correct version. Number 2, when a person created some code, right, or scenario, in our case, test scenario, another person should be able to use it, and maybe to add some more features to this, some more steps to your scenario. So you should be able to exchange your work, right? And exchange it nicely, so that you don't have to clean the code or figure out how to combine files. You also should be able to see what changes have been introduced. And finally, the code should be merged so that no conflicts would happen. And if still there are some conflicts, then manual intervention would be needed. But in many cases, those version control systems, with using those version control systems, no action would be needed. So that the program will be able to determine how to do those merges automatically. Okay, so this place for storage, sharing, and merging the code is called source control system. And there are many ways to manage this source control. Number 1, that will be centralized version control systems. And examples of those are Subversion and Perforce. So in this case, we have a single server that will contain files that all will have specific versions. And with those version control system, there should be a number of authorized clients that will check out the files from the central place. Okay, while they will be working on this checked out file, right, it will be locked for the other user, and no one will be able to use it before this person saves, right, this updates of these files. And in this case, this file will get a new version. Okay, so it is very, very simple, right? A nice way to handle the version control, but it also has some disadvantages. If this server, single server, goes down, for example, for an hour, then during this hour, nobody will be able to collaborate or save version changes. Secondly, if the hard disk, the central database, becomes corrupted, and if no proper backups have been kept, you will lose absolutely everything. So the entire history of the project, maybe except for some latest snapshots that people may happen to have on their local machines. Another way is distributed version control systems. And examples of those are Git and Mercurial. With this approach, the clients copy the repository, entire repository, including its full history. And when you clone a project to your computer, you will get a full backup of all the data that is stored in the repository. And not only one, but more than one remote repositories can exist. So distributed means that the system users do not need to be on one and the same network. They can work with it remotely. So clients don't check out just the latest snapshot of these files. The fully repository is copied on their local machines. And it ensures that if the server even dies, right, crashes, so any of the repositories, any client repositories, right, can be used as the resource to copy it back up to the server in order to restore it. Any questions, guys, so far? Okay. So, Git. Git appeared in 2005, and it was created by Linus Torvald while he was working on development of Linux kernel. Nowadays, Git became very popular, and it is used by open source and closed source projects alike. So, this is the statistics of using version control systems nowadays, and you see that Git is the most popular one. It is using more than 70%, used by more than 70% of users. Subversion is number 2, and very insignificant portion of CVS, Mercurial, or some others. I remember that Perforce was very popular, like in 2009, for example. But nowadays, Git became number 1 version control system. Okay, now what is a repository, guys? A repository is a collection of files and history of all the files, including versions and commits. So before we go to GitHub, let's look into this example, how to work with Git repository. So if you are using Mac computer, it means that Git is already installed in your operating system. And if you are a Windows user, you have to download and install Git. But since we are working our framework, right, Git was a part of the installation process. So now we can start practicing, and I will first, we need to create a repository, and I'm going to open my desktop, and I will create a new repository here, new folder, and I will call it Git November. Actually, it is October, right? October 25. October 25th. Okay, so far my folder is empty. Now I can open my terminal. Let me make it bigger. And I need to switch to my folder Git October. Okay, so I will go to desktop. And Git October. Git. Okay. And now here I will use command to initialize my Git repository. The command for that will be git init. All the commands that I used with Git, they start with this keyword git. Git space init. So I initialize my Git repository. You see that the message is initialized empty Git repository in my folder, and it has extension .git. Okay.
Excuse me, Galina. Does
Yes.
it mean creating new repository, or you just making something else?
I created a folder, right?
Mm-hmm.
I navigated to this folder. You need go in some terminal, right? You need to change directory so that you get into that repository, and then you use command git init, and it becomes your Git repository. You initialize Git repository.
I mean, can you explain initializing it? It means like you connected it somehow, or you just...
I don't connect it to anywhere. So I'm using Git as a software, right, to initialize my repository. And in this repository, I will have all the functions that are specific to this. So I will be able to create versions, right? I will be able to add, I will be able to check the status, I will be able to create commit messages, delete. So everything how you work in Git repository, in version control. So the most important, guys, for us to understand what is versioning. Okay? So were you able to create your Git repository? So the first command is git init. and you need to get this message that your empty Git repository was created. All right, the next important command is git status. Git status. And I click enter to run this command. And you see that I am on my branch master. No commits, nothing to commit. All right. Now I will just drag and drop some file, just one file here. Any text file, any screenshot, whatever, into my repository, Git repository, into this folder. And now if I run command git status again, you see that now I'm still on my branch master. I have no commits yet, but I have one untracked file. The name of the file is test resume RTF, and it is displayed in red color. And here I have a hint. I need to track this file, right? And the command is git add. So I can use git add and the name of this file. Or I can also use git add space dot. And if you have more than one file, right, by using this command git add space dot, you will add all the files that are marked in red. So I will use my command git add space dot and click enter. And again, if I run git status, you see that I'm still on branch master, nothing to commit, right? And my file was staged. It is now tracked by version control system, by Git, and it is displayed in green.
Galina, could I ask you to increase the screen on the command line? I still stuck on my first steps. Thank you.
Okay.
So the command is git add space dot.
Git add space dot. Or you can use git add and the name of the file with the extension. Copy and paste this file name. Both will be working similarly.
Nothing.
Okay, and you see that we don't have any commits, we don't have any versions. So in order to save our work, right, we need to use command commit. And guys, you might be prompted to have something like 1 second. I will show you what you might see. Mm. 1 second. So when we create our commit message, since you are working with your Git for the first time, you may get some prompts: git config global user email, git config global username. So if you omit this global, then you will create your identity only in this repository. But if you use your GitHub username here, you will use git config, so you will get this prompt. You can copy and paste this one, right? And you will paste this one, git config global username, and you will put your, instead of example.com, you will put your email that you used for creating your GitHub account. And same for git config global username, you will put your username. So I have your list of GitHub email and GitHub username here, guys. So you can definitely use them both, right, to identify yourself. Okay? So if you are prompted, and I'm sure you will be. So now the next command is git commit. Don't be in a hurry, please. Git commit. And commit should always be provided with a meaningful message. So it goes with option -m, like message, right? And the message will be included in double quotes. So in my case, I'm going to commit version 1. And I will click enter. And here, as a result, I'm getting that I have commit, and this is the hash number of my commit, 7 digits, and the commit message version 1. It also says that I have one file changed with 519 insertions. Okay, guys, I will stop sharing. Let's do with someone who is willing to share. Hello?
Galina, this is Tatiana. I have just warnings.
Okay, what's your share, Tatiana?
Can you see my screen?
Yes. So what is this? While LF will be replaced by in Apple Date, Android. Okay. Did you do what we started with? Can you create all?
I'm doing nothing right now.
Okay. Then close the terminal and open a new one. Close the terminal. And open the new one. Did you create your folder?
I just wrote git status and git add, and
no, of course it will not be working. You first need to create a new folder, an empty folder, and you need to navigate to that folder.
Is that I should open git and created git, this folder?
Okay, so on the desktop, go and create a new folder.
Here, not here.
You can make dir or whatever. Do it simply through the browser, through your directory, through the directory, please. Open your directory tree and create a new folder on the desktop or whatever, Tatiana.
Okay, I will do it by myself because now I'm confused and I don't know how to do it.
You don't know how to create a folder?
I don't know where to create it on desktop.
On the desktop, yes. And call it Git.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now go to your terminal. And use command cd space, no, cd space desktop. Desktop should go with the capital letter. This is the name of your directory.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And you can use tab to complete. Start typing desk. Татьяна, неправильно написано. Spelling.
You have misspelled desk.
Okay. Click desktop. Then your folder Git. Git capital. No.
Okay.
You need to use CD again. CD. You need to go to CD. CD. Git. Enter. Okay. Now type git init.
Mm-hmm.
Init. Okay. Now you initialized empty Git repository. Now type git status. No commits. Now add one file, any file. Go to your desktop and physically drag and drop something there like I did. Not this one. Not this one. Oh, drag and drop something into this file. Open your any directory. Do you have any documents? Can you go to your documents?
Okay, here, this is documents.
This is not the documents.
Just create some doc.
But it is empty, right?
Okay. Okay, I understood. Maybe somebody wanted
Okay,
to share.
let's finish this one. Okay, go to your terminal again and type git status. Now you have this new Microsoft Word document.
Okay, now I see. Thank you so much.
1 second, we haven't finished yet. Now,
okay.
Use command git add space dot. Enter.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Now git status. You see, because this is a empty file, right? It doesn't work as it's supposed to. Type something in that document and save it.
Okay.
Tatiana.
Yes, yes.
And you have some mobile testing there as well. What is this?
This is folder from mobile testing. From
I ask you just to type only one file, and you added there a new folder. In our Git init repository, there was supposed to be only one document.
Okay, I will remove it.
We need to make commit message.
Maybe somebody another want to share the screen.
Let's finish. Save it. Change.
Oh,
the name of this new document, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now go back to your terminal. Go back to your terminal. And start, type git status.
Sorry.
Okay, so you modified new Microsoft Word document and added, again, git add and git add space dot, enter. Git status now. Okay, so you have some committed changes. And the doc. Okay.
Yes,
so
I see.
It's not good because you added the entire mobile folder and I asked you to add only one file. You see?
Yes, I will change it. I will fix right now. I will do it again.
Now do git commit. Don't be in a hurry, please. Git, type git commit space dash m, open double quotes and type version 1. Close the quotes, enter. You see, now you get this prompt. Tell me who you are. Okay, now copy one line, git config global user. Copy, edit, but don't click enter. So add to this line, and instead of uexample.com, you will put your email that you used. 1 second, I will find it. So Tatiana was using Tatiana3355gmail.com. Click enter. Now use the second line, git config global username. Do the same thing. But don't click enter. You need to update who you are, right? So instead of your name in the quotes, you will add, what is your?
Siana3355.
Okay, let's do it. Enter. Okay, now, can we do git commit again? You can use up arrow on your keyboard and you will find your previous, one more time, up arrow, one more time, up arrow. Okay, enter. And now you see, we have this root commit 6631D60. This is your commit hash number and commit message version 1. So we did it.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much.
All right, guys. Now you need to identify yourself the same way as we did with Tatiana, guys. Who needs help?
Galina, I think I need help.
Okay.
Working.
Who is sharing?
Not sure which one, which screen you can see. I think this one.
So, where did you initialize your Git repository?
So it's on desktop, and I was trying to add the path because it's not finding one, but still it's not working.
All right, so please show me which repository you created. What is the name of your Git October? Okay, now open your terminal. Is it empty or it has some? Can you open this?
Right now it's empty.
Okay, then, of course, because we need to initialize an empty repository. So open your terminal.
It's open.
I don't see it.
This one. Can you see it?
It's on the other screen, maybe.
Can you see that?
Now, change directory, cd, use command cd, desktop, desk capital, slash git October.
Mm-hmm.
Did you install Git?
Yes. I have it on my...
Okay, can you use Git bash then? So that maybe... and use Git bash so that you go to your...
I opened the Git.
Okay, now please. Can you use pwd so that we see where you are?
Which one, sorry?
pwd. Enter. Okay, you are on users Dina. Then cd desktop slash October, git October. Enter. No such file or directory.
I'm sorry, Galina. I believe maybe she has... Dina, do you speak Russian, right?
Да.
По-моему, у тебя на русском языке, потому что у меня desk, рабочий стол был написан на русском.
No.
So you need full pass.
For me, it's in English, everything here.
Really?
Yeah, I think you can try to check the specification of the file git October and copy the path from there.
Folder. What does it say? Available where?
Sorry.
No, click on the file. Availability status available on this device, empty folder. That's good. Okay. Can you do the one more time? Desktop, type cd desktop. Start typing desk and use tab to complete.
When I'm clicking on the tab, it's not working.
Dina, can you open the file git October and then and go to the properties of the file, and you also see the full path. Users, yeah, this copy this whole path.
Desktop, okay.
Okay, so I guess I have to go first in OneDrive and then in desktop.
That's true. OneDrive and then desktop. Maybe even the terminal will be working similarly because it was not identifying your desktop properly, right?
Okay. So,
CD OneDrive. Click enter. Then CD desktop. Click enter. And CD git October. CD is not correct. It should be lowercase. CD git October. Enter. Okay, now git init. Okay, we're good. And now you will do the same thing, right? The most important, you can close this bash and we are good to work in terminal. So you need to drag and drop done xpath lab or something, not fixed give. Any file you can drag and drop there, the one that you don't need. Make a copy and move it there. Okay? And move it. And now type git status. Okay, now do git add. Space dot. Oh. You see? Git add space dot. Enter. Git status again. Good. Now git commit, but don't be in a hurry. Git commit space dash m, open double quotes and type version 1 and close double quotes. Version 1. Enter. Okay, we are good. And it didn't ask you to identify yourself, right? But
No.
when we start working with our GitHub repository, it may still ask you. You will do the same. You will be prompted to provide your email that you used while creating your GitHub account and username. Please do it. Okay?
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay, guys, can we move on? All right. So now I have one file added to my Git repository, and I can add one more, right? Let me do it. I need again to go to my desktop, and I will add one more file. And I will repeat the same steps. And I can use up arrow to go through my previous commands. And I see git status. You see that I am still on my master branch here. And I have one untracked file that I need to add. It is called staging, right? The process is called staging. Okay, I will do the same. I will do git add space dot. And if I check it again, I see that it has been added. Now I will create a new commit message. Git commit -m version 2. And again, I see that a new hash number of my commit was created. Actually, it is 16 alphanumeric characters, but it also can be recognized by the first 7 of those. And the commit message. Guys, this is important to provide meaningful commit messages, not just for the sake of writing something, but by using those commit messages, when you have many of them, right, you will be able to retrieve the one that you need. For example, imagine that we need to restore the contents of our folder, of our repository, to the previous version. We introduced some very bad errors into our latest repository, right? And we want to restore our repository to the previous good, reliable version. So it is possible by using commit message. So now it is shown only with the 7 digits, so that I will be able to use the full commit message. I need to get the history of my commits. And to see this history, I will use command git log. And you see that now I see the history. So my first commit is this number and the commit message, and it shows me as the author and the date and timestamp of my commit. And the second version 2 and different commit. Okay, any questions? So,
Galina,
yes.
is it like in real life the same? So when we will work with Git, we will use all this command line, or just for understanding right now?
No, we are going to be practicing with GitHub, and we are going to use Git commands while we are creating our test scenario.
Gotcha, thank you.
But of course, there are hundreds of them. But we will need only 8, and you will have to memorize those 8. Or you can create another cheat sheet, put it in front of you, and you will be looking into this list of commands while you are practicing. Only 8 commands. All right. So, for example, I want, with my latest version, with my latest commit, I introduced some very bad errors. So I want my first version repository. So I will be able to use my commit hash number to restore to my previous version. So command for that is git reset and / option hard. And then I will just copy commit message of my first version, version 1. Copy and paste and enter. And you see, I'm getting confirmation that head is now at this commit version, version 1. And if I go to my folder, I see that I have only one file now. So my repository was restored to my previous version. So this is really important. So this is how the versioning is done, right? It is done with indicating you as the author of this update, right? Time is important, right? Commit message is important, and commit hash number to be able to restore it to the previous version. Any questions? Okay, does it work for you guys?
Yes. Galina?
Yes.
I have a quick question, just to systematize it in my head. So we have that Git software, which is some program that's sitting, let's say, by default in my Mac, right?
Right.
So I can address it, and I can create a specific place, specific folder, directory that
and then
contains...
you will initialize it as your Git repository, and then you will be able to keep the versioning of your work there.
Meaning, let's say I have a TXT file, a pages file, anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I have like 10 strings of text in it, right?
Yes.
And I'm putting it in that folder, drag and drop in it, right?
Right.
So what Git would do? It would just
Git will immediately trace that you have unchanged, right, unsaved document, and it will be shown in red before you add it to the staging area by command git add. And then you will, if you want to save your changes, right, you need to create a message. Once you did once you did this, Git will memorize it. It will have every evidence, right? Who is the author, when it was created, how many lines of code were affected, right? And it will put this commit message in the history log. And you will be able always to restore to the version that you want.
But that's kind of a lot of information. But just to get the idea. So I'm sending that TXT file. Git somehow indexes it. It knows that it's in that folder, right? And it knows the state, the initial state of me putting it in it, right? And then whatever, let's say I change that file.
You can delete any files in the folder, or you can even add one space into one of the files of those folders. And every change will be traced by Git.
And on my computer.
On your computer, right.
And now when we give in Git my my credentials, my login and my email, that connects us to somehow that puts that folder in a Git repository somewhere in the cloud.
You created this only here in your local machine. But definitely will be able to save, to transport your Git repository to GitHub. You will create a project and you will be able to post it there as well.
Mm-hmm. And then somehow the computer will be keeping updated my folder on my local computer with the folder on the...
It will be in sync with the remote repository as well.
I see. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Galina.
Okay, and now it is time for us to familiarize what is GitHub. So, GitHub is the implementation of Git, right? That have been recently acquired by Microsoft. Previously, it was a separate company. And GitHub is a Git-based hosting repository that provides developers with tools to work on their code, right? To create a better code. So I demonstrated you this, right? That a lot of developers, like more than 70%, right? Use Git to keep their projects in this source shared system. They can organize them into repositories. They can publish the requirements. They can create branches. They will commit their changes, save them. They will open pull requests to propose and discuss some updates. It will be possible to merge those pull requests when the agreement on the code updates is achieved. So GitHub allows to create a free account, but in this case, it will be visible for everyone. Of course, there are also paid privileges when you can create your private branches and nobody will see them but you, or the company, they also acquire some, create the repository that are proprietary to their company, and They will grant access to their employees to be able to see those files, right? So GitHub is one implementation of Git repository. Another example is called Bitbucket. But we are going to be working with GitHub. Any questions? I hope, guys, that you created your accounts already. They're free. And I suppose that you keep your passwords handy. I wanted to warn you guys that starting August 20th, there were strict requirements implemented to people who are using GitHub now. So when you are working from command line, like we are going to be working with, you will not be able to use your password. You will have to use your email when you are creating commits or doing pushes. You will need to use your personal token. Did you come across with this while you were creating your account?
Yes, it's sent on email code.
What did you say?
I said that when I today started to log in, it sent me a code on email. And every time when I try to do it, every time it sent a code.
Not only this. Let me share 1 second. Here, creating a personal token, access token. So I will send you this link, guys. So you will need to create your personal token. Very simple steps. And you will have to generate this token, right? And you will need to copy and paste this string, alphanumeric string. And you see, you need to keep it someplace, because instead of using your password, you will have to provide this token when you want to make a push. Okay, let's try. First, we are going to look into the workflow, right, of Git. And when we start practicing, we probably will come across those problems and try to resolve them together. So, Git. Git consists of separate storage locations. Remote repository. It will be the copy of our project repository stored on GitHub remote server. It is important, right, for any Git projects that are used for collaboration. You definitely need to have a central place to store all the work that other team members produce. So remote repository is one part, and your local repository. And local repository will be a full copy of the remote repository that will be stored on your computer. And it will be received from the remote repository by the first and one-time command when you do initial clone of this repository. Okay, so you're working only on your local machine, right? Here you make all your additions, changes, deletions. And when you reach some specific milestone, right, you can push all your local changes to the remote repository. And here you will be able to inform your teammates and ask them to review your work. So if there are no conflicts with the main line, with the master code, right, it can be merged into the master branch. So what is master branch? It is a snapshot of the clean code, and in Git it is called master. Even here in our local repository, right, we have this master branch. Okay. So, when you get the code from the repository from the first time, you do initial clone. When Git clones, right, remote repository on your local machine, it copies everything, the entire project, and puts it onto your computer. So now you will have the local master branch on your computer. But you do not start working on the master branch. You will create a new branch. Another term, cut your own branch. And this branch will have some meaningful name. You can give it your name, or you can give a feature name that you're working on, right? Or in most cases, it will be a Jira ticket name. So you work on this branch, writing your code, you do some changes, you complete this task. You can run some tests on your local branch to ensure that the code is working as expected. Then you do commit or save your changes in your local feature branch. But you also need to remember that while you are working on your branch, some other teammates, right, may also happen to provide some changes. They can already push their work to the remote repository, right? And some of their work has already been merged with the master branch. So to be in sync with the remote master, you need to follow 2 steps. You need to synchronize your local master branch with the remote, right? And the command for that is git pull from remote to local. And then you merge your local master with the remote. So the command is git merge master. So if any conflicts occur, right, you can resolve them locally. And then comes the next step. Again, you commit all your changes, right, in your local feature branch. And the next step will be to push your local branch to the remote. So, and this push will include all the commits that you have done already in your local branch. It may be 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever. How many changes you made, they all will be captured, right, with the commit hash, commit message, and then you will be able to push them to the remote repository. So when you do this command push, right, your remote feature branch will be available for everyone for review. And it is a big advantage because it can be deployed somewhere, and you will be able to run the tests from remote branch as well. Okay, so even your tests are working, right? You are 100% confident that everything is fine with your code, right? It still will need a code review. It is kind of a protection of the code, mainline code, to make sure that the new changes that you introduced will not break existing code in the master branch. So in order to do that, you will create a pull request. And by this, you will initiate the review and discussion about your commit. And one or two people who are designated for review the code will analyze it. So if they don't like your code, they will ask you to modify. They will provide some comments, right? And you will get email notification about the necessity to update, to do some updates. Only after all the reviewers have approved the code, right, it can be merged with the master. Okay. Once your local master is updated, you will no longer need your local feature branch, and you can delete it. And once your remote feature branch code was also merged into the master, it also needs to be deleted. One more time, who is doing code review? For every project, there will be a list of assigned people, called reviewers. It may be some selected group of people. Who will make a decision. So normally when at least one of the reviewers approve your code, it is good to go to be merged. So it will be your responsibility, guys, to resolve all the conflicts, and you can do it yourself. And we next time will learn how to resolve those conflicts that may occur. Any questions so far?
Galina, I got a question. Excuse me. What does it mean, local feature?
Local feature branch. I mean local branch. It can be a different name. The most important word here is branch.
What is feature?
Feature is the feature of the application that you are working on.
You mean something new, right?
Something new. It can be application feature. So we are taking the software developer engineer, right? Who are working on the features of the application. In our case, it will be test. To create a test for some feature. We will be writing tests for some feature.
Should we do it like before regression testing or after?
This is not related with regression testing. So we are speaking about the workflow, how to work on the versioning of our code. Definitely, you are writing some tests, right, that can be used for regression or for smoke or as a new feature testing, right? But here we are discussing the workflow of working with the remote repositories, following Git approach, Git-based approach. Did I answer your question?
Maybe I'm still a little bit confused.
Okay, it may happen at the beginning, but I'm sure that it will be clear as soon as we start practicing. Okay, so a few words to say about commit. So commit is kind of a way to save your changes to your local branch and keep track of your code history. And it will be transparent, right? Since you are collaborating on one and the same project, it will be seen to others as well. Once you push your branch, so it will keep also the history of all your commits with the hash number and commit message. It is important, right, to associate a proper commit message. And it will be kind of a short description explaining why this particular change was made. And every commit will also have this alphanumeric ID, right, by which you can restore to the previous version if you need. And also it will indicate the author and the date and timestamp when this commit was made. Okay, and this is the commit, right? And now a few words about this importance of adding to staging area. You see, so we have our working directory, right? Our local working directory, and we have the Git remote repository, and this staging area is kind of the area that lies between those two. So when we use the clone or pull command, right, we will get the latest copy of the clean code that was kept on the master branch from the remote repository. Then we make some changes on our local repository. And command git status shows all files that have been modified, and they will be shown in red color. Command add will stage the file to certain index of files that have to be added to the remote repository. And then when you run git status command again, those files, after adding, right, they will be shown in green color. Okay, so when you use commit command, the changes after that, they will be available in the remote repository history. So this add stage is also very important. Don't forget to use this git add command. One more important concept of Git, working with Git, is branching. So when you are working on a project, right, you are going to have a bunch of different features or ideas that are in progress, that you are working on, right, at a given time. Some of them may be already completed, right, and you can share them with the rest of the team. And some of them are still, they will still need some work to do. So branching will help you to manage this workflow. So when you create a branch in your project, you will create a certain environment where only you can practice writing the code, right? Try new ideas, making changes, right? And your branch changes will not affect the master branch. So you here may be free to experiment, right? And you do some updates, you commit them, right? And so that you don't lose them. Because if you need to switch between your branches, right, the system will not allow you to perform this before you commit your changes. So you can do commit, save your changes, and you know that your branch will not be merged until it is ready to be reviewed by someone who is assigned for the reviewer position. So the entire GitHub flow is based on branching. This is a core concept. But you also have to follow this rule. Branch should always stay clean. The master branch should always stay clean. It should always be deployable. Therefore, you never start working on your local branch even, right? You always have to cut a new branch. Your Jira ticket branch, or you will create a name of the feature that you are working with, or you can put your name. It should be just descriptive, right? For example, it can be quiz title, multiple choice question, or something else. So when other people who are also working on the project will see the name of your branch, right, they will immediately recognize what you are working on. Okay, any questions? Good. Now let's look into those basic commands that we have to memorize. There are different ways to be working with Git. There are command line tools. There are some graphic user interfaces such as GitHub Desktop, SourceTree, SmartGit. Even our IntelliJ allows to work with interface. Let me show you. Here we have this version control system, right? Git, and we will be able to use pull, push, update, commit, so get from version control. So, but I will encourage you guys to use command line. This is more professional, right? And those basic commands will be enough to complete our goal. So what are they? Git clone plus URL. So this was our first command that we implemented through UI. You remember, we provided the URL in the field, right? And we click on button clone. So by doing that, we clone the entire project and we created a local copy of the master branch.
Marina,
yes.
Can I ask you, when we did it, where it was saved? In IntelliJ?
Yes, we are working with IntelliJ, and again, let me show this one.
And the only one place where when we made this clone.
Okay, so we have this terminal here, right? And I can type git branch. And you see that I'm on my master branch here. And we have only one branch. But guys, in order to be able to collaborate, right, on the project, you definitely can create different branches, but in order to be able to push them, right, you need to get access to the project. And I, as the owner of this project, I provide access to different people here. So you see my manage access page. And I see that, let me refresh this one.
Oh, I just get it, your invitation, but it didn't follow the way.
1 second. What is this? Authentication, security keys, two-factor methods. I don't, remind me, wait, I don't need this. Go there. And I see that some of the people have already accepted my invitation and some are still waiting, right? This is pending invite from Galina, from Michael, from Lesia, from Nina, Tatiana, and Yulia. So you guys need to go to your email address that you were using for creating your accounts and accept my invitation. So I provide access to the new project that we are going to clone now. Okay, so let's go through those basic commands. So one more. So to check our current branch, we use command git branch. And it will show all the branches that you have created, and it will show the current branch that you are currently on with green color. When you create a new branch, you will use command git checkout -b and the branch name that you want to create. To check the status, you already know you will use git status command. Okay, what else? To add changes to stage or index in your working directory, you will use command git add and dot. When you commit the changes, you use command git commit -m and the commit message. When you push your local branch to remote. Then you use command git push origin and your branch name, the one that you created here. And when you want to update your local master branch with the remote, you want to be in sync with the remote master branch, you use command git pull. You definitely need to switch to your master branch from your local branch, right? And use git pull. And when you want your local branch to be updated with the latest master branch, you use command git merge master. And again, you need to switch, you need to check out, right, to your local feature branch, and then use command git merge master. So we are going to work with all those commands during the rest of our time. Okay, now guys, let me go back to our project. Let me refresh this one. Okay, still Michael didn't accept and Galina didn't accept.
And Galina, I don't think I see mine.
I'm not doing it right now.
Okay, Camila, let me check it out. Okay.
I didn't get no invitation at all.
Because maybe it was not on the list when I send you the invitation, okay? I add Artyom now.
Thank you.
Invite a collaborator, okay? And I will add Camila. And I don't see Camila's credentials in this list.
I added it last.
I still don't see Camila.
Yeah, number 19.
Number 19? Okay, okay. Who else?
I was number 17, Galina.
Galina, can you add my username too, please? Number 9.
Number 9.
Thank you.
Okay, so just accept and you will be able to collaborate. All right, now I hope that you guys have this URL, and as usual we click on this code, copy this URL, and now we go back to our IntelliJ and need to clone this project. So I will close this project now. That we have been working. File, close project. And I will get from version control. And I will provide the URL here. And in your case, guys, you will have your IntelliJ folder, right? I need to select the one that I have just created, this one. Okay, now I'm ready, and I will click on clone button. So this is our first command to Git. We clone our remote project.
We're going to be choosing the folder, the one with Git November 25, right?
No, guys. No. You need to go with your default. You probably have your idea projects there. Don't you guys?
It's the assessment control project that's there.
Okay. Can you share your screen, Sabrina?
Yeah. So this is what I have.
Okay, version control, Git, assessment control. Now click on clone. Yeah, because you have this idea project and assessment control. Click on clone and wait until trust this project. And let's wait until it comes with the name. And here in README, right, you get information about the basic commands that you also can use as a cheat sheet. Wait until everything is processed. And now you can expect assessment control in the project structure on the left. Expand it, SRC, and test. And we only have our Java. We don't have anything else, right? So here we have only Java and support. We don't have any definitions folder. I deleted them. We don't have a resources folder, so we will have to create those together. Okay, guys, let me know if we are all on the same page.
Galina, sorry, can I share my screen? So I stuck here. I couldn't follow you. I add this.
Okay, that is good. Now click on clone.
Here I don't change anything, yes?
No. Click on clone. You go by default and wait. You're good.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Now, where should we close the? We should close the project first in IntelliJ.
Okay, Galina, let's share your screen now, and we will do it together.
Okay.
Okay, first click on File and Close Project. And here, click on Get from DCS. Get from DCS. Now you see you have by default idea projects. Now go to the assessment control and copy code. Copy and IntelliJ, click URL paste the URL and click clone. We are good. Trust and wait until it is fully up and running.
Oh, thank you so much.
Okay. I will do the same, so I will clone, wait, Java and report. Okay. Now, guys, we can go to our terminal. Okay. Here we have the terminal. Click on this terminal. And type git branch. So this is the command to identify where you are. So now we have all are on the master branch. And we have only one branch. So if we look into our cheat sheet, to create a new branch, we need to use command git checkout b and branch name. Okay, git checkout b, and I will use my name to create a new branch, Galina. And I will click on enter, and I see the message, switch to a new branch, Galina. Okay. If I click on git branch now, you see that now I have two branches, master branch and Galina branch. And this green color shows that I'm on Galina branch. Okay.
Galina, for me, it's not working the terminal.
Okay. Would you show me your screen?
Yes.
Failed to start PowerShell executable assessment control, create process, failed code 2. This is strange. Because you downloaded Git, right?
Yes.
Does it show Git in your Git folder?
Over here, yes.
Why is terminal not working then?
I'm not sure what happened.
To start PowerShell executable, give ID project assessment control. I remember that it was somewhere else, right?
Yes, was on OneDrive, but I don't know why it's not showing that one, it's showing just this.
Then we need to identify it later. Let's finish with this one and then we will try to work it out, okay?
Okay.
Maybe you can open your batch and then navigate to this idea projects and project number, project name assessment control, and then use that.
Okay. I'll try to do that.
But you remember that you need to go to idea projects first, right?
Yes.
And use CD to switch to that. And then inside that folder, you will be able to use git command. Okay, now again, git status shows that I'm on branch Galina and I don't have anything to commit and my working tree is clean. Okay guys, now I suggest that we will create in our personal branches, we will create a file, a feature file with our name. So what do we need to do? In tests, we will create a new folder, and it will be resources, right? So let's create, click on test, new directory, and we will call it resources, and click enter. And it is not good because it isn't Java. No, it's supposed to be on the same level. I will delete this one, as in tests. So we'll click in tests, new directory, and I will click resources, and click enter. And it still goes inside Java. No, it is now on the same level as Java, which is good. All right, now in resources, I will create a new directory, and I will call it features.
Galina, we created in resources a new file, a new folder.
New folder, features. You remember, right? In our support test runner, it says that our features will go under test, resources, and features. This is our directories. And in features, we will create a new file, and I will call it galina.feature.
Galina, how did you manage to do the resources directory on the same level as Java? It goes to support whatever you do.
Okay. Would you share your screen?
Sure.
Delete the resources now. Delete. Click on test, new directory, and type resources.
And you see it goes again here.
Close support. Yeah, it goes on the same level. Delete this one. Close Java completely. And click on test, new directory, resources.
Okay, thanks. Now it works.
Now that's good. Mm-hmm. And under resources, you will create a new folder features, right? And then we will create a new file with your name. Like this. Don't forget to use add.
Could I share again? I am a little bit lost.
All right, let's do it.
So I'm creating a new folder.
You're creating a new directory.
In resources.
In resources. But, okay. But your Java is highlighted. You need to click on resources, right click on resources, new directory, and the name will be features lowercase. and under that, a new file, your name.feature.
Thank you, Galina.
Okay. Enter. And good. And now we are good to go. And we will create our first file, right? And again, it will be test, something like this, feature, working with Git commands, something like that. Whatever you want to. Type some text following the Cucumber Gherkin syntax, right? So test 1, scenario, my first project, given, that's enough. Okay, so we created some file, we added some text, right? In our branches, our personal branches. And now we need to check the status. Git status. And you see that I have this new file, which has been modified. How do I add this information to the staging area? To my index of the files to be added to the remote repository. What is the command? Git add, right? And you will get the hints. Git add space dot. So I can either use this dot feature, right? I can copy, and instead of this dot, I will no, paste is not working. One more time, this, copy, and paste. Okay, didn't match any file. So it is better to use this git add space dot, and click enter. And then if I use git status again, you see that now it has been added to my staged area. Now I will have to save my changes, right? What is the command for that?
Git commit.
Let's do it. And don't forget to use the M message, and message should be enclosed in quotes. If you are in a hurry, if you forget to close your message with the double quotes, you will get into the I screen and it will be difficult to get out of there. So don't be hasty. Okay, git commit space dash M, and then we provide the message. Okay, I will say Galina's first commit. Okay, and I will add. And now I have the hash number, my commit message, the number of lines that have been affected, one file change. Okay. Are we good?
Galina, if we have a message that says git commit, amend, reset author, is that supposed to be or no?
Would you share, please?
Yes. Just a second. Hold on a second.
Okay, can you scroll up so that we can see what's going on? Committer, your name and email address were configured automatically based on your username and hostname. Please check that they are accurate. You can suppress this message by setting them explicitly. Run the following command and follow the instructions in your editor to edit your configuration file. So it means that you, Regina, with your probably credentials that you have, right? If you want to change them, you can change them. But if you don't want to change them, then that is good, right?
Okay. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't anything.
And your commit was already added, right? So you're good.
Okay. Thank you.
You always will be able to change your credentials by using those amend commands. So follow the prompts, guys, right? They are very, very helpful. Any more questions, guys, while you were doing the commit? Did you have any prompts to follow? Okay, now let's try to push our branch to the remote repository. And here, I expect some problems, guys. Hopefully, we will do it. Okay, so the command for pushing my local branch to the remote repository is the following: git push origin and the branch name Galina, and I will click enter, and I'm good. You guys may be prompted to provide your username and password, right? But probably you will have to create the token. Okay, who is willing to share?
Can I share? I get a pop-up message.
Okay, let's do it.
So here.
Okay, sign in with your browser. And authorize, right? And provide a password. Okay, and we are good. So we created a pull request. So Anna, you see, close this browser window and you have two links. Remote, create a pull request for Anna P on GitHub by visiting. Click here. Click here. Pull new request. Click on this link. And you see, your request will be opened in the GitHub. Anna's first commit. Click on create pull request green button. And you see, the code review is required and the merging is blocked because I provided some restrictions for you guys to be able to use GitHub UI for merging your code. I had very, very unpleasant experience with the previous groups, and I added those provisions. Since I'm the code owner, only I will be able to do those merges. Okay, so good. You created your first pull request. Who else needs help, guys? Anyone? Aslanbek, Yulia, Shveta, Sabrina?
Can you repeat, please, the command? Git push, then
Git push origin and your name, your branch name. Would you share your screen, Galina? Okay, so you created your commit message, good. Now git push origin and your branch name, Gala. No, it is lowercase. I see it.
Oh, yeah.
Click enter. And again, sign in with your browser. And you have to provide your password. Authorize Git credential manager. And provide your password. Okay, and what about your okay, so you created your pull request. Click on the first link and create pull request. And again, it will be blocked so far before I verify and do the merge. Okay, thank you. Anybody else?
Can I share my screen, Galina?
Sure, Yulia. Go ahead.
So, could you see here?
Okay, now it is asking for your username.
But password I couldn't.
It wouldn't accept the password, right?
Yeah, it wouldn't.
Because it will require your token. Then you will have to create your token, right? Following the instructions that I will provide. It is easy. Okay. It is also has the illustrations where to go and how to use it. Just the most important thing, right? Instead of the password, you will copy and paste that token and please save it someplace so that you will be able to use it for the rest.
But right now I couldn't do anything, right?
Well, right now, before you create your token, you won't be able to push it. I don't know how it happens.
Yeah,
maybe while you were creating, you accepted this.
As you can see here, you see this my browser doesn't accept GitHub. So I use it H. This one is working, but I don't know what's going on here.
Okay, so then you will have to create your token. So
okay.
Previously, it was working fine with the password, but they intensified those provisions for security, right, for GitHub users, and now they have to use the token for working from command line.
Okay, thank you.
May I share my screen, Galina? Excuse me.
Sure.
Thank you.
All right, we have some errors to push some references to assessment control. Git push. What is the name of your branch?
You mean
Misha?
my name? When
One
you
second, let me go through the error messages. Git push origin Misha. Misha doesn't match any. Well, okay, what is the name of your branch? Can you type git branch?
Misha
branch.
type git branch, Misha branch. Okay, now do this. Git, no. Git push origin, Misha branch.
I got you.
And click enter. Okay, now we are good. Click on git pull new Misha branch. And create a pull request. I don't see your other screen, but I hope you will be able to click on this.
It asks my password for computer.
But you create your pull request. You can create a pull request in GitHub, and I will be able to see it.
I'm just trying to make it a little smaller.
You can click on this link, Misha.
I click on the link and then I have this.
Okay, and now provide your credential.
I got you. Thank you.
Good. Okay, guys. Anybody else? All right. Now I will. Okay, so here I can also create my pull request. And again, it will be blocked, but I am administrator and I will be able to merge this pull request. Okay, I will do it. I am using my administrative privileges and I will confirm this merge. And I'm getting the message that my pull request was successfully merged and closed. And I can delete my branch. Okay. Now I can see that there are 6 pull requests existing. And I can go through them all and check them out. Okay, here it is blocked for now, and I see this commit. I can click on this hash number, and now I will see its full string, and I see that in this text file in resources and features we have 6 lines of code, right? I can review those changes. I can provide a comment. I can request some changes and put some comments here, right? Or I can approve this one and submit my review. And you see, when everything is good, the system will automatically check whether there are any conflicts. But this branch has no conflicts, right, with the base branch. Then I can merge this pull request and confirm merge. And of course, we no longer need this branch. So far, you see, we have 9 branches. Let's see what the branches are. We have Misha branch, Tatiana's, Anap, Lesia, Kala, some more active branches, Anna K, Camila. So this one has been already merged, right? This one has new pull request. And this one also has new pull request. And those, they need to be open, guys. Misha and Tatiana need to open those pull requests. And those are already open. Okay, I will go to pull requests again. And I will look into Anna's first commit. Same thing here. So far, it is blocked, right? But I can look them. And I see that they are in resources, features. Anna K feature. It has 5 lines of codes, which is good. I will review. I will definitely approve. If I request changes, I will not, of course, merge it, right? But when I approve, it will show me that the changes have been approved. I get my approval, so it is now good to go for merging. It has no conflicts, and I will merge. And I will delete this branch, which is no longer needed, right? More pull requests. Yeses. Again, pending review or merging it blocked, and it will be open, right? When at least one review will be provided. Okay. Resources, features, Lesa, which is good. I will review and approve. And merge. And delete. Okay, more. Okay, resources, features, Kala. The only problem is that we agreed that our file names, right, in resources, they start with lowercase, and Java files, they all capital letters, right? So this is the only problem, but nevertheless, I'm going to approve. I can put the comment here, right? Or I can request the changes. I would write a comment. Please, next time, use a lowercase for feature file names. Okay? And I will submit my review.
And for Java, we have to use capital.
Right. And then after that, I will be able to merge. But nevertheless, I'm going to use my administrative privileges to merge your file for me. Okay, now it is good. And I will delete this branch. And 3 more, Camilla's.
Can I ask you, after you delete this one, I can't see any comments?
It still will be available in your local.
On my local.
Right. But on the remote, we no longer need it once we already merged it, right? Okay, so Camilla's. Resources, features, Camilla.feature, review changes, approve, and submit. So if I request some changes or provide the comment, right, it is not approved. Once I click on approve, then you see the color is changed and I will be able to confirm. Okay, one more. Sabrina's. Resources, features, Sabrina. Okay, good. And Misha's commits. Resources, features, Misha. Good. And one more, Tatiana. Okay, resources, features, Tatiana. Oops. All right, now if we go to our we have only 2 branches here, and Anna also has this one, right? Anna, did you create your pull pull request and it has been merged already, right? I can delete this one again. Good. Now let's see what we have in our master branch. Test, resources, features, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 files in our remote master branch. Okay, now let's go back to our IntelliJ, and I am now where? Let's check. What is the command for that? Git branch. I'm on Galena, and I have my master branch as well. So in my local feature branch, Galena, I have only one file. Resources, features, galena.feature. Okay, now let's go to our local master branch. And the command for that will be git checkout master. Git checkout master. And we see that we now switch to master branch. One more git branch, it also shows that we are on master branch. Okay, now I can refresh my project structure because it shows my feature branch. So if I click here on any of the folders, right, or Mac has this refresh button here, we see that on my local master branch I don't have any files because we cloned initially, right, our project with 0 files. We had only Java folder, and we, in our feature branch, we created all those. So we now remember that on our remote master branch, we have now 9 files, right? In the resources folder, in features folder. So, and the command git pull exists to synchronize your local master branch with the remote master branch. So we first switch to our master branch, git checkout master, and now we need to use git pull. Git pull. Git. And I click enter. Okay, and we see that we have 9 files changed here. Okay, of course I will messed up. Type git pull in the wrong place. Okay, and if I refresh it now, I will have all my 9 files here. Are we good, guys?
Should I do the same to pull all 9 files, or 8?
You first need to switch. Okay, Anna, what's your share, please?
Galina, can you please repeat what git pull command mean?
Git pull command means that you synchronize your local master branch with the remote master branch, right? So we merged one by one all pull requests into our main line. And now in the remote master, we have 9 files in the features folder. But when I check the status, right, of my local before I did this git pull, I had nothing there. So I used command git pull being on my master branch, and I copied, right, the most recent version of my remote repository with all the files.
Can you say, explain, like, are you copying from remote to master or from master to remote?
I'm copying files from my remote master to my local master.
Thank you.
Galina, if I lost every files and now all my folders just gray, no colors.
Would you there? I don't understand what you're talking about. Let's do it.
Yes, of course. 1 second. Yes, can you see my screen?
Yes.
All my files are gray right now.
How come?
I don't know. And now here, this is different way from disk C.
Can you close the project and open it again? Because I don't get what happened.
Okay. I will close and reopen it again. Okay, thank you.
All right, now our final part, guys, right? So let's do it. Again, we now synchronized our local master branch with the remote master branch with the latest updates. Okay, I am on my master branch, and you also can see in the bottom right corner here that I'm on my master branch. So if I click here, I can also check out my Galina branch from here as well. So you can use checkout from here, or you can type git checkout Galina. Git checkout Galina. Now I switch to branch Galina. Okay, and when I switch to my branch Galina, I have only one file there, right? But I want to continue working on my local feature branch. I need the rest of the team's code, right? So that I can use some of the steps that you guys have already created in my work as well. So I need to synchronize my feature branch with the master branch of my local. And command for that is git merge master. So first I check out my local branch. Okay. And then I do command git merge master. And click enter. Okay, so I got all those files, all their names, number of lines that every file contains here. And again, if I click on features, I will get the rest of the files.
And then I will continue.
Yeah.
I ask you, how to update the project? I see you have this button on the top. I don't have this button.
You update the project. You can click on any folder, expand and collapse, and then it will be updated.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, this is it. So I will share with you the information about this PowerPoint presentation with the essential commands that we need to work with. I will send you the link to this instruction on creating a personal access token for Julia, it will be necessary, right? So the most important part that when you generate this token, right, you need to keep it some secret place so that you will be able to use it. Okay?
Yes, thank you, Karina. And can I add this token then to this password line, right?
Instead of, right, you provide your username, and instead of a password, you will just add your token.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Excuse me, Galina, what to do if I press fold, unfold, but nothing changed, nothing updates?
Then you probably didn't update. Would you share your screen so that we can look?
Yeah, I'll try.
Alright, so first, type git branch to see where you are. In the terminal. Git branch. Okay, now you are on Misha branch. Did you use git pull command previously? Can you open more lines so that we can see your git pull implementation? Git pull. I don't think that you did this git pull. Okay, then again, git checkout master, please.
Git checkout master?
Yeah. Click enter. Now you are on master. Click on features folder. You see, you don't have anything, right? Now do git pull. Git pull. In terminal, type git pull. Okay. Now refresh. Click on test. And resources and features. Now you have all of those files.
Yes.
You are now in sync with the remote repository. Now do git checkout Misha branch in the terminal.
Git checkout Misha branch? Okay.
Git checkout Misha branch. Now you switch there. Again, refresh, click on features. And you have only one, right? Now do git merge master.
Git merge master.
And refresh features folder. Now you are good.
Gotcha.
This is the main workflow, guys, and you need to memorize those rules and simple commands.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, so please continue working on your tasks. Practice working with Java code, working with WebDriver, and memorize those commands. So next time we will learn how to, we definitely will review some of your difficult tasks that you would like to bring up for discussion, right? We will learn how to resolve Git conflicts if they may happen. And we will start working on the code for our application using this new project. The one that I added you to as collaborators so that we will be able to add and share our code between the team members. Any more questions?
I have a question. So, for example, to continue to work on our task regarding converting the scenario, we need to switch again to our
you
project.
will need to open another project. Can you share your screen so that I can show you how to do it?
Okay. So
you can open recent. Open recent.
Recent, yeah.
and Java WebDriver Cucumber, or Ask WebDriver Cucumber, right?
Yes.
Ask WebDriver Cucumber. You can open this in this window and then it will be closed. Or you can open in a new window. And both projects will be shown in IntelliJ. And you can switch from one to another. Okay?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay.
So our Ask WebDriver Cucumber is not shareable, right? Is not for collaboration. The second one is you are collaborators to this assessment control project.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So guys, do you need a link for your questions?
Galina, I will need your help.
Okay, then maybe Dina also, we need to figure out how to work with your terminal. Do we have Dina?
Yes, please.
Okay. I will send you the link then, guys. And I'm wishing you happy Thanksgiving. So I will probably not available for a couple of days, but maybe Saturday and Sunday I will be working and I will check my email and the channels. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Galina.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Recording stopped.